Back in September, I went and had a look at a new section of shared path that's been built between Lillypilly and the Bateman's Bay rubbish tip. There were a couple of issues with the design and build of that path, including the lack of ramps where the path meets cross streets. Instead of constructing smooth and comfortable ramps, Council has opted to leave deep dish gutters in place, and hitting those gutters is like slamming into a pothole. Now the reason I made that video is this isn't the first time Council has built a path with terrible or non-existent ramps. The roundabout just to the north at the intersection of George Bass Drive and Glenella Road has the same spine-smashing gutters where the bike path joins the road. For some unknown reason, whilst there are 3 roundabouts on this route between Lillypilly and the Bateman's Bay High School, only one of them has this terrible gutter design. One roundabout has got no bike path around it, but the third one has a bike path that's got very smooth and comfortable ramps. My concern is that if Council has built terrible ramps at the Glenella Road roundabout and then repeated that mistake with the Lillypilly shared path, then they'll continue to make the same mistake in the future. Austroads recommends a ramp with a gradient of about 15 to 1, and these gutters certainly don't comply with that. The design of the ramps at the Glenella Road roundabout is so bad that it should never have been repeated, but it has been, and that's a worry. What I really don't understand is how the path around the Glenella Road roundabout can be constructed with 6 ramps which are really good and 6 ramps which are abysmal. The design thinking in that process just does my head in. And did anyone ever test these paths when they were built by riding a bike around them? And in that case they would have found how spine-smashingly bad those gutters are. So let's jump on the bike and ride south from the Bateman's Bay High School and put these ramps to the test.
Yeah, these things are just as rough as I remember. Oh, bloody hell. That's quite terrible. Let's just go around and do it again. And it's like this all the way around, unfortunately. Doesn't really matter where you hit it. Oh, that's a gutter rather than a ramp. And there's a ramp there. That's a nice ramp. A bit useless. Alright, let's just do this a few more times. And I'm riding across the grass here, which is a bit rough, but it's actually not as rough as riding across this gutter. Yeah, that's not good. Once more. I'll try in a slightly different spot. I think that was even worse. Looks like it might be quiet. I'll just do a run across the roundabout here. I'm not going to film all these ramps. Just from the front and rear camera. Yeah, that one's pretty smooth. Bit of a dip there, but otherwise it's pretty smooth. That one looks pretty smooth. Okay, what's this end one like? Oh, yep, savage. So somehow they've managed to create nice smooth ramps where you want to cross the roundabout. Oh, but the endings are absolutely vicious. I don't quite understand how that came about. This one's actually angled really nicely. I mean, it's been done sensibly, so you flow as you go around it. That one flows nicely to the right, but not necessarily to the left. Right, last one. Even at slow speed, it's pretty terrible. Let me just try taking it fast. I'll get a bit of a run up. Maybe what I'm missing is that I need to be going at like 30 kilometers an hour when I hit this. And yeah, look, it's okay if you treat it like a mountain bike jump. But you shouldn't be treating ramps like jumps on a mountain bike trail. Let me try it. Same in the other direction. Let's do a bit of a lift here as I go over it. Not the best takeoff and landing, but still completely unnecessary. If you have to do that kind of thing to compensate for the infrastructure, then it's not a very good piece of infrastructure, is it? That'll do.
My aim here is to ensure that Council doesn't build any more paths with these terrible gutters instead of ramps. because shared paths aren't just used by cyclists. The fastest growing demographic in the Shire are oldies, and we're going to see more and more of them getting around on electric wheelchairs and gophers and tricycles and other things as they get to the point where they can no longer drive a car. We have to build infrastructure that is safe and comfortable for all ages and all mobility platforms. It's not just about bikes.
Now here's the part that I don't understand. I'm here at Sunshine Bay Road, and these ramps are fantastic. Absolutely no issues at all. So I don't understand how at this roundabout they can build a ramp transition that's just so smooth you can hardly feel it. And yet at the other roundabout up there, it's an absolute shocker. It's, you know, it's like that. Same council, same kind of similar design, different ages, I guess, but totally different results.
If there's any doubt about how to design and build safe and comfortable cycling infrastructure, these concepts are covered in detail in both the Design of Roads and Streets guide that was recently published by the New South Wales Government and the Cycleway Design Toolbox that was published by Transport for New South Wales back in 2020. These documents clearly state that curb ramps and pram ramps are required so that paths cater for all users, for users of all abilities. And in my opinion, forcing path users to cross deep and uncomfortable culverts doesn't meet the required standard.